Hello everyone, I am Manpreet Kaur. Today I am here to discuss with you about some basic concepts of operating system and its functions. So what is operating system? It's the system software, that is the software that is within the system. So its basic definition is it is an interface between the user and the hardware resources. Now let us look at the diagram. So let us take the scenario of laptop or our desktop. There are hardware resources. These include CPU, input output devices and RAM. CPU is also known as the brain of the system. Input output devices include keyboard, monitor, mouse, printer, scanner, etc. RAM is also known as the main memory. Other than this, there is a secondary memory, that is our hard disk. Then there is operating system and applications, then our user. User interacts with these hardware resources through these applications. It means operating system acts as an interface between the user and these hardware resources. Now when we try to access these devices like hardware, can we access these devices directly? The answer will be no. There will be an operating system which will act as an interface between the user and these hardware resources. Now the main point arises, or the main question arises, why there is a need of operating system. If operating system is not there, then what will be the scenario? So the scenario will be, if any user wants to access any particular hardware resource, he had to write a program to access that particular resource. No problem, any number of devices, user has to write different number of resources. Not resources, different programs has to be written to access these hardware resources. Now let us take an example. Suppose I am having a docs file and I want to take a printout of that file. I cannot directly go to the file option and take print. Now what I have to do, I have to write a program for that to access that particular resource, to invoke a printer to perform a particular task. As in this scenario, we are talking about when there is no operating system. In a similar way, when we talk about the CPU and user want to execute a job, for this, firstly, user have to give instructions to the CPU, and this will be done by writing individual programs. So, all this communication will become more complex. It may happen that one user is accessing a particular hardware resource, and at the same time there another user enters and also want that same particular resource. Now what will happen? As we know, there is no authority in between. No operating system is there. No authority is in between who can make available this resource to the second user or a person. For all these reasons, we want operating system. As operating system acts as an interface between the user and the hardware resources. Now let us talk about the examples of operating system. First we can say that it is Windows. Windows, as we can use Windows in our laptops or desktops. There are many versions of Windows, Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows 10. As a major functionality, or we can say the primary goal of operating system is to provide convenience. It means I can access my hardware in an easiest way. Now let us talk about the functions of operating system. Its major functionality is it acts as a resource manager. Now if one user want to access one particular type of hardware resource, that user can access that particular resource very easily as there is no another user. But when we are talking about parallel access, means when multiple users are taking place and want to access only one hardware resource, this can be done at the server level. It means how much amount of time or how much hardware is available to the user at that time. These all things are managed by the operating system. Next function is process management. Like I open my laptop, I am working on MS Word. Side by side I have also opened Windows Media Player and another gaming app also. So how all these multiple processes are executing, all this is done and managed by the operating system. Next function is the storage management. In storage management, there are secondary storage devices, that is our hard disk. It means data which we want that it should be permanently stored in the system. How it can be done? It can be done through the file system through NIFS and CIFS. NIF is the network file system that is network interface file system and common interface file system. So file system store this data in tracks and further sectors. So all these things are also managed by the operating system. Next function is memory management. In memory management there is a RAM. RAM is having a very limited size. So when a process wants to execute, it first enters into a RAM. Then after that CPU fetches these processes one by one from memory. Now suppose memory is full and no process is allowed to enter into the memory. At that time, operating system takes one process from the memory and allow another process who want to execute to enter into the memory. So all these processes are done and executed by the operating system. Now last but not the least, security and privacy. Security and privacy is also provided by the operating system. Now, why we use username and password? Only for security purposes, right? So that only authenticated person can access them. Windows uses Kerberos security protocol to keep these passwords secure so that no unauthenticated person can access it. So all these things are managed and done by the operating system. These are all about functions of operating system. Now we can say if we are having any MS Word document and we want to take printout of that document, we simply go to File and select the print option to print that document. Does we feel that we are accessing any hardware resource? No. We never feel when we are using those hardware resources. So this is all about the basic concept and functions of operating system. Thank you.